What's up, y'all? Another episode of Shoebooty Sports coming at you Tuesday night, January 24th, just before 9 p.m. Central Time. Running a little behind tonight, all good. This is your host, Graham Powell, co-host Bradley Brown. Say what's up, Brad.
How's it going?
Well, it goes. Arkansas basketball has won two in a row now, so it looks like Muss is starting to straighten things up a little bit. They're suddenly able to hit shots. We'll get into that here in a few, but quick shout out to our sponsor, Rhino Races. Ladies and gentlemen, Shoebooty Sports is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers five different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the Rhino Ultra. Sign up for one or all five of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience. Track it with your fitness app. Screenshot your results as proof of completion. Submit those results at rhinoraces.com under the submit results section. Once your results are verified by our Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Free shipping on all orders. Also, check out their gear section for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. Again, rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series. Okay. Also, you can find Shoebooty Sports on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to that, the Wisdom app, and follow us on Twitter at Shoebooty Sports. Hadn't plugged the socials in a while. It always slipped my mind. But okay, so Razorbacks get their second win in a row. Put it on LSU, stomped them. LSU looked terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I thought Arkansas was trending downward. They're starting to climb back up a little bit. I know it's just two wins in a row, but still, win's a win, and they did it by 20 tonight. Looked impressive.
Yeah, I thought there for a while they're trying to let them back in the game, but they
They
managed to
did.
they managed to keep them at arm's length. Yeah, pretty comfy lead, but still, I was like, here we go again.
All right,
But
so yes, I went and got a temporary crown. So of course they shaved down that back tooth and plugged in a temporary crown until the new one comes in. And apparently I'm a bleeder, so I have to go back and get it imprinted or whatever they do.
yeah,
So I get to do that in a couple of weeks. So I got home. Of course it's nasty out here. I don't know what it's like up there or wherever you're at. You're in a hotel.
yeah, I'm in Texas right now,
Okay,
so
yeah. Well, we just got a
South
ton of
Texas. So
rain.
yeah, it's just a ton of rain here.
That's all we have. And so nasty to drive in. I get home late or in the car, it's 14. They had just fouled a 3-point shooter. Or yeah, they had fouled somebody who shot a three. Arkansas did. So it was 14-9 when I got out of the car because they made like the first free throw. And I go inside and I do whatever I do, bring my stuff inside, try to let my dog out. I don't know, probably feels like 10, 15 minutes goes by before I can actually put the game on. And then it's like 31-13 is
Yeah,
what I turned the station to. And I was like, whoa, okay, something happened. I missed something, obviously. But huge run by Arkansas. Sounded like Devo Davis had a hell of a game. He's starting to hit his shots. Like that's the thing. I cringe every time he would shoot. And there was a good reason. He was like 18% beyond the arc, but he hit threes last game. He hit threes tonight. And he was double digit in points. So he's starting to get it together. I really thought Devo would be like a big time player for us by like his junior year, based on what he did his freshman year,
yeah,
especially in the tournament. He looked like a special player in the making in the SEC, or excuse me, the NCAA tournament as a freshman, and he played well in the last year's tournament. So I mean, I like Devo on this team. I mean, the players love him. I think the fans love him too, look from the looks of it. But he's a guy you want on your team, just not a guy you always want shooting. But I do at least like the mentality. I'm doesn't matter how many times I miss it. I'm gonna keep shooting. As much as I'm like, oh, don't do that. I respect it. And he's hit his shots these last couple of games. So I don't know if Muss has just spent the last several practices just all right, we're just gonna go shoot. We got to work on offense. We're just gonna go out here and shoot, work on shooting because the shooting has improved and
yeah.
it's
It's
shown.
mm-hmm.
What do you think of the pink unis tonight, by the way?
uh, I don't know, but they're all right with me. I don't know. they're kind of a weird pink color. I don't know, like a Pepto-Bismol color, but
I mean, it looked pink to me.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean, Pepto's kind of pink, but
I was
I
thinking it'd
don't
be more like a neon pink than a just a soft pink.
I don't know. I dug it. It was I wasn't expecting it. I turned on the TV and I just see pink uni. I was like, oh, okay. Guess we're doing that. Just wasn't expecting to see that.
Yeah.
Boy, Muss was fired up though. I was listening to this. I forgot I had to go get a script unrelated to my crown, and like I realized that second half, started the second half. I was like, oh, I could either put this off or just go ahead and go get it now. So I popped in the car and got it. Listened to the radio, and I'm pulling in like just as the game has ended, and I don't know if you saw or what was on the TV of Musk
Yeah, they
grabbing the
showed it.
microphone, thanking everyone for rolling out. That
Hmm.
was pretty cool. And he's got to be a fun guy to play for, man. I'm sure he gets on you, but I mean he'll fire you up too. It's fun to watch him coach. And this team when they're winning, but it
Yeah,
looks
it's
like they're
always
starting
fun
to
when
get it
they're winning.
together. Yeah, it looks like they're starting to get it together. Where they'll finish, I don't know, probably middle of the
Who
packish.
who knows, man? Who
It could
knows?
be higher than that. I mean, because they're really probably even now what probably the I don't know fourth, fifth best team in the league,
Yeah, I'd say the fifth.
at least when they're playing well.
Hmm.
Because Alabama's the clear cut
Yep.
favorite. What are they ranked now? I saw Houston lost, so I think Alabama's jumped to either what two. I don't even know who the new number one is.
I couldn't tell you. I would think they're. Last time I seen them was four, of course, but
They've
yeah,
gone up since then, but yeah, Alabama's the clear cut favorite. Tennessee's probably right behind them, I would say. I don't know where I would put Kentucky and all that. They're definitely top five still. Yeah, I don't know. Arkansas could be that 4 or 5 team. Who's somebody you would put above them right now?
uh, Auburn. You put
Okay,
Auburn
yeah,
above them.
yeah, I forgot
Man.
about Auburn. Yeah, we're gonna put Auburn above. Completely forgot about Auburn.
Yeah. So they're having an all right season.
Yeah, they're playing well. For completely, like, legitimately, completely forgot about Auburn. I guess I tried to block that game out or something. So, yeah, definitely Auburn's a better team right now. But yeah, I mean, Hogs 2 wins in a row, and yeah, something to cheer about.
Alabama's number two.
Okay, yeah. Who is number one? You have that up?
Yeah, Purdue.
Figures. All right. Just a matter of time before they lose one and, you know, drop back down to 5 or 6, and then they'll probably still be a number one seed by the end of the season. Okay, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. Alabama would be I would pick Alabama to beat them if they played. But who cares? Hypotheticals. All right, so Woo pig on that, and moving on to NFL football playoffs. Yeah. Any surprises over the weekend? Bengals. I mean, they pretty much dominated the Bills. I mean, just
Yeah.
came out throwing. I'd say haymakers, but it wasn't dink and dunks either. I mean, he was Joe Cool was just
Yeah.
carving them up out there in the snow. And you heard him after the game just talking about, it's not that, it's not as bad as like rain or wind. I mean, we'll pretty much go play anywhere. And that's this team. I said that, I've said that the last several weeks. These guys they'll meet you in the parking lot and play if you have to. It doesn't necessarily matter where they're at. I don't see them going to Arrowhead and this Saturday or Sunday or whatever it is. Is it Sunday?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and yeah, because it's the conference championship and feeling like they're out of their element. I mean, you don't see that from they're unfazed. This Bengals team is unfazed by the road. It's a fun team
That's
to watch.
say what surprised me most is Buffalo putting up just 10 points. Like surprised at how off they looked, man. They just couldn't get it going. And yeah, that was the biggest surprise for me. I mean, other than, Dallas keeping it close with San Francisco.
I'm not that surprised with Buffalo. And not to toot my own horn a little bit, but the reason I picked the Bengals was because they had a running game. Josh Allen's the running game. And if you're not utilizing that, if you're not utilizing him in that, you're not effective on offense. And that's what you saw. And the Bills have been progressively kind of worse offensively toward the end of the year. They weren't near as dominant as they were in the beginning. Josh Allen has missed more throws. He's made more ill-advised throws. But the thing with him is he can make up for it in the next series by just coming out and chunking a 60-yard dart, bullseye dart to Diggs or Gabe Davis or somebody and make up for it. Just put points on the board just like that. But they didn't do that.
Nope.
They did
They
not do that
tried.
Sunday.
Yeah, just didn't happen.
No, the Bengals were just better. And I'm ready to put and in that game I kind of saw Burrow and Allen as even. I'm putting Burrow ahead of Josh Allen after that. I've got my top two quarterbacks in the league right now are Mahomes. Mahomes is number one, and Joe Burrow's right behind him. And he's not that
Yeah,
far behind him.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I mean, hell, he's beat him 3 times in the last year. I mean, I know it's not necessarily 1 versus 1, but it's one stat people look at.
Uh I mean it you're right. It's a team game, but head to head matters, right? If there's ever a debate between like Mahomes or Brady, right? You're going to look back to, well, Brady beat him in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's an
Brady
argument.
also. Well,
What were you going to say?
to say that, and Brady probably has insert number more rings than Burrow at the end of his career,
Well, I'm talking about Mahomes,
or Mahomes. Same story.
but those guys haven't played for 20 years either. You don't know how many they're going to have when it's over.
That's why I said at the end of their career.
All right. Well, I guess I agree with that then. But I've been on the record saying Joe Burrow will win multiple Super Bowls. I'll stick by that. So I'm naturally going to kind of pull for that a little bit just so I could be right. But also, I mean, I really think that. I think he'll win multiple Super Bowls. I'm not saying 7, but I think he can get 2. It's not going to
Oh
be
yeah,
easy. It's not going to be easy. Mahomes is not going anywhere for a while. Josh Allen could very well get one. Trevor Lawrence is coming.
oh, I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna get his.
Yeah, I mean the dude's a
He looked
winner.
good.
I mean the dude's a
Yeah,
winner. Jags overachieved this year. That's all that was, and they hung with the Chiefs. Like they hung with the Chiefs, and yeah, I mean the Jags are coming. And to see Trevor Lawrence like go up and just before walking in or going into the tunnel and like greet like dapping everybody up, his teammates as they're coming back. Dude's just a leader, man. There's nothing there's nothing about that dude you can't like if you're unless you're like an Alabama fan, right? Um, Flashbacks to 2018 national championship, or I guess
yeah.
it was 19, but 2018 season. But I mean, even the dude's interviews, he's like a seasoned guy doing interviews. His interview skills are 10 out of 10 on point. Like you listen to a Stetson Bennett interview, and it's the same thing. Like, oh man, yeah, just nobody get yeah 2 rings, which is I mean, well, he won. Who cares, right? But
Yeah.
it's not the best. It's not the best interview. Although the last year's Good Morning America or whatever the one with Strahan is, that was pretty good. Just
Just
because,
straight up. Yeah, still wasted from the night before.
well, just get the best part of the interview. You could turn it off after the very intro or very beginning when the camera just pans to him. He's just, I mean, that should live in infamy forever. Dude won a championship. He can go have fun if he wants. I'm not knocking that, but
Yeah.
that's been his most compelling interview to me. Uh, yeah, Trevor Lawrence sounds like a franchise quarterback when he's giving interviews. And that does not sound like a guy in year 2. So dude
Nah.
is coming. All right,
Still wondering
so
how long it's gonna take him to cut his hair.
can't do that, man. Can't cut his hair. Not anytime soon.
Just saying, at what year is it going to be? Year 5? Is it going to be when he
No,
gets the?
no. It'll be when it starts to recede. Just whenever. I mean, it's still thick and full right now, though, man. I mean
Yeah,
that
yeah. I
that
say rock it as long as you can, man. Like,
absolutely. Well, he's doing it. He's absolutely doing it. But it'll happen one day. Just it won't be anytime soon. I don't think, unless
no,
somebody like pulls him down by the back by the hair or something. Then he might rethink it. Because that's happened to
yeah,
running backs in the past.
true. They're
All
running
right.
backs, but
Okay.
yes.
So, all right. One of
So
us
I
got to
learned
talk.
not to. I was fixing to say, I learned not to trust my gut. With last weekend's game with the Philly Giants. Have no idea why I chose the Giants to
You
pull that
missed
one out.
you missed two picks, didn't you? Yeah, you
Oh
had
yeah,
you
I
had
missed two.
Dallas winning.
I had Dallas,
I
but
was
yeah,
4 for 4 on my picks. Um, but see, that's the thing though. I didn't feel extremely confident in the Bengals pick just because of if now had their linemen been healthy, I'd have been like, yeah.
I think I missed them all but KC because
Oh, you
I
did
chose
choose
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah,
You did choose
I mean,
Buffalo.
stupid me choosing Buffalo.
And you would have been insane to pick Jacksonville over Kansas City. Um,
Yeah, I would have. Well, I mean, I was close to it with that New York pick. I mean, dear God, that
yeah,
was
that
brutal.
was that was an ass kicking. I mean, Philly looked like what they can be if they're healthy. If Jalen Hurts is healthy and everybody else is healthy, they could very they could easily win the Super Bowl. That's the thing that the four best teams are in it. You can make a legitimate case for all four. Any of those four could win the Super Bowl, and you wouldn't surprise. It would. I would not be surprised. Who would be who would be the team of those four that you would be most surprised won the Super Bowl?
San Francisco.
Why? Because of Purdy.
Yeah,
But
he's
see, I
played
mean,
good. He's
it,
played good. I mean, I just think I don't know.
no,
It's
that's
the more higher
probably
powered offense, man. It's you got. I mean, yeah, they're pretty high power. They have their weapons, but say that they're better than Philly, KC, and Cincinnati at scoring points.
no, they're not. And I mean,
Yeah,
you're right. Like Purdy is not doing anything that's just well, he does in spurts. Like I mean,
yeah.
he does in spurts. He'll make some big time throws and like scoring throws. But yeah, Philly can
Dude,
put up points, man. I mean, Jalen Hurts moves the sticks and can throw some darts to those wide receivers. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Burrow can fling it all over the field. Mahomes can do everything.
yeah.
Now we'll see how that ankle holds up. Since Cincinnati they're gonna prep for that. They're coming after him. But Patrick Mahomes, it's like, well, we're gonna make you beat us from the pocket. Well, he's pretty damn good in the pocket too.
He's pretty good. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. All right, we'll of course make our picks now. All right, who do we have Sunday? We'll start with the NFC Championship. Eagles or 49ers. You could say either one of those teams have the best
Man,
roster.
I gotta roll with the Eagles.
Birdie party comes to an end, huh?
Yeah,
It's in Philly, right?
in Philly.
Oh wow. this is not this is not very easy. All right, so let's break this down a little bit, or let me.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Well, just I mean, think about it. Like, what's going to slow Jalen Hurts down? A solid pass rush. What do the 49ers have? Maybe the best pass rush, maybe the best defense left in the league. Uh,
They sure handled that trick play from Dallas pretty well at the
is
end of
it
that
which
game.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Was that not
Oh my
hilarious?
God.
Was that not
Oh,
just a hilarious play just from
before
start to finish?
I was sitting there watching it, before they called the first time out, and I'm like, oh, man, that kind of, I was like, holy crap, that kind of piqued my interest. No way that's going to work out, but I kind of want them to run that play. And then they came out, lined back up in it, and I was like,
Uh,
oh man.
well, and you could
You're
tell,
sitting
like,
there looking at Zeke, at center, and you're like, no way, no way. And
well,
he's got bulldozed. Like there was two murders on that play. Zeke getting ran over, and whoever the hell caught that ball and got speared immediately.
okay, so a couple things. You know that when they ran that in practice, nobody obviously hit Zeke. They were just standing on the other side of
Oh
the
yeah,
ball.
waiting for it. I'm sure Zeke was the pitchback guy. He was going to run and get the pitch back off the catch. But
But they didn't practice somebody hitting him on the snap. And boy, I mean, they bulldozed him. I mean, just bulldozed him, and that was so funny. Just seeing him just get bulldozed like that, and then obviously the spear. I mean, that might have been the funniest end of the play or end of the game play I've seen in a long time, for sure.
there was
That
there was multiple laughs on that play,
it was,
and multiple rewinds with more multiple laughs.
yes, it was something else, man. Uh,
Oh man,
which
can't believe we
boat?
almost didn't mention that play.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because I would have forgotten. But okay, which Bosa is it for the 49ers? Is it Nick? Is it Nick Bosa?
Yeah,
Yeah, either way, he's jacked up and he's
he's good.
almost unblockable. Fast too. Like really the only person that could probably match his speed would be like a Micah Parsons, and he'll match up well with anybody. He'll match up with anybody as far as a defense player in the league right now. That's the one thing that can slow down Philly. Oh man, that's a tough one.
You make some good points there. Yeah,
That's a tough one. I like both coaches. I think Shanahan's probably the best in the league, as far as just like an offensive mind for sure. And it's an offensive game now. I mean, defense is important, but the 49ers have the best defense
hmm
in the league. Purdy is playing well. Getting McCaffrey has been such a huge get for them. Oh,
In
if you
fact,
would
I kind of
have
want to change my pick to San Fran,
if you would have
but
asked me a few weeks ago and told me that the Eagles would be healthy, I would pick the Eagles. It's not it's like I would have picked it without thinking too much about it. And yeah, apparently Garoppolo might be available, but he's not playing.
no.
This is Brock Purdy's team now, as it should be. I'm gonna go with the 49ers. I'm gonna pick the 49ers for that reason. Defense. Boza. Now here's the thing though. The Eagles have the best line in football. They have the best offensive line in football. So they'll be able to run it. They'll be able to it's going to be an interesting matchup. It's going to be an interesting matchup for sure. I would not be surprised if Philly wins it. But I'm going to go San Francisco. I think the 49ers can. Now if it ends up in like a shootout, I mean it's going to be the 49ers or excuse me, it's going to be the Eagles by 2 or 3 scores probably. But I don't they're not going to do that against they're not going to do what they did to the Giants to the 49ers. So I'll go with San Fran. I just think if anything, I think Shanahan will utilize the run, utilize is it Elijah Mitchell more, or he'll incorporate him in there with McCaffrey too. McCaffrey's obviously going to be the focal point, but he'll sprinkle in Mitchell too, if anything, to keep Hurts and company on the sidelines. I think that's going to be the game plan. I think that's what we'll see. I
Yeah.
think, and so I'm gonna roll with San Fran. I'm gonna roll with the 49ers. But I would not be surprised either way. That's not an easy one to pick.
Yeah, it's really not an easy pick, but I'm gonna stick with Philly. Maybe because I'm wearing a green shirt,
I'm
but
gonna say you look like Eagles tastic right now, and you even have like a Jason Kelsey look going as well. So
I'll
all
take
right,
it.
okay, yeah, he's pretty good. So all right, the other game, Chiefs and Bengals. We're both rolling with the Bengals, right?
Man, this will be a snooze fest, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with the Bengals, man, especially with the question marks around Mahomes and his ankle. Even though, yeah, dude, Bengals just look too good. I mean,
I think the Bengals can play with anybody.
they took the Bills to the woodshed at home in their own backyard. Just man,
I'll just go ahead and say it. Bengals are my Super Bowl pick. I think the Bengals are going to win it all. I think they're
what
that
happened to this?
good.
What happened to this drop off we were supposed to see? You remember last season, like, oh, they made it. They might be back here in a couple of years. Nobody was thinking, although they're definitely going to be back here next year. I mean, I'm sure people on the Bengal staff, yeah, and the team were, but
The Bengals seem like it looked like they overachieved last year.
yeah,
It looked like, and they did. They overachieved. Their line wasn't any good, and they were like a throwaway from winning it all last year. But they revamped the offensive line, but you're still out two of them. You're
yeah,
still out like what you're starting left side, I think, right? I don't know if Cap is a left guard or not, but
I think it was left side.
yeah, so you lose your whole starting left side, which is the side you do not want to lose if you had to lose one. And yet here they are. But Mahomes, the question mark there, that'll I'll give Cincinnati definitely the edge over that, or because of that. But it'll be a close game, I think. But yeah, I think Cincinnati gets it done. I think they beat the 49ers or Eagles in the Super Bowl. I think Cincinnati's that. I think Burrow's that good. I think Cincinnati's that good. I think, like I said, or like I've said, Joe Burrow will win multiple Super Bowls before he hangs it up. Why not start that this year? So, and I'm not predicting the Bengals just because I said that. Um, I just I do. I think they can beat anybody right now, and I think they are probably the most confident team. The only team that's probably as confident as them, or at least close to it, is Philly, and
Yeah,
that kind of goes through their head coach. It's something else watching him on the sideline, man. I mean, he is just he is
his little
he's
sound bite from the weekend was great.
it was good. Yeah, check it out if you haven't or didn't see it
Who is he
live.
saying that to, by the way?
One of the officials just saying
Oh,
he knows he could be down there.
oh,
Like he was trying to tell him to get back, and I know what the f I'm doing. I can be down here. Essentially, is what he was saying, and he was right. I mean, he was
no.
correct. But that's the only other team I see that's like just as confident. And let's not saying those other teams aren't, but but it's I mean Cincinnati's playing with a they've just got that mentality. We'll go play in the backyard and kick your ass. They've got that they've just got that swagger about them. It starts with their quarterback. Starts with their quarterback and it trickles down. All right, so yeah, that's who I have. You can make your Super Bowl pick, leading up to that. But uh, yeah, it's okay. Is the What is the Pro Bowl? The weekend after this one, right?
I always thought it was well, they switched it up. It used to be the week before, right?
Well, I'm saying, I mean, the Super Bowl is 2 weeks from Sunday,
Yeah,
so because you get that week off. But at least they just made it a skills competition thing. We can touch up more on that next week. But I don't know if you saw this today. I saw it on the flash on the bottom of the screen as I was watching the Razorback game, or it might have been some of the NBA game that's on, which was a really good game, by the way. Celtics and Heat. Heat ended up beating them. But Scott Rolen was elected to the Hall of Fame today.
I did see that across the bottom.
What are your thoughts on that? I was surprised,
I was a little taken back. Yeah, it's
and he was the only one, like the only one in this class elected to the Hall. Well, when was Fred McGriff? I mean, did that count as this year, or
I don't
was
think
it
so.
was it last year? I don't know, because it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. I thought Fred McGriff was a Hall of Famer. And at least he was very close.
Mm.
Uh, like when
He was the
when
only one.
Scott Rowland was, yeah, he was the only one. I thought Fred McGriff was like a Hall of. I always said like, if some of these guys are in, Fred McGriff should be in there. You know,
Yeah,
Fred McGriff was a Hall of Fame player to me. Scott Rowland, he to me, he was like that Hall of very good.
yeah, he was a good player. But yeah, whenever I seen him voted in, I'm like, did I read that right? Like,
Yeah.
did they? Like,
And,
it was
and he like
the
barely got in. He got in. He had like 76% of the vote, which you got to have 75 to get in, I believe is what it is. But I always saw him as like a Cardinals like Hall of Fame guy, like the Cardinals
yeah,
Ring of Honor Hall of Fame, whatever they have. I saw him definitely in that. I never saw him as a Hall of Fame baseball player personally. Because if he's in, I mean, would you put Jim Edmonds in? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me,
yeah, dude.
they were the
That's a.
same.
I mean, yeah,
They were the same caliber player,
well,
in my opinion, or pretty close. But Scott Rowland was very good for several years. He wasn't very good for 10 years though.
I'll put it this way. I never said, "Holy crap, I got a Scott Rolen baseball card." This- I mean, that's the only way to put it. I never, holy crap, did you get this special edition? No,
But
I never did that.
there have been a lot of players. Well, I mean, maybe not a lot. But there have been a handful of players I've seen in the Hall of Fame or get elected that I've said that about. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, some are obviously going to be better than others. So A Rod got like 35% of the vote or whatever.
Maybe one day, my 7 rookie cards will pay off.
Yeah, fortunately, I still have a lot of Griffey
Not,
Juniors. You
not
know, and
holding my breath on that one.
no, I wouldn't either. I mean,
A
Alex
couple of Griffey Juniors,
Rodriguez
but
was a. I got a bunch of Griffey Juniors just because he was my favorite player, and but they'll stand the test of time just because he's been clean and he was probably the most popular player during his time.
yeah,
I'd say was A Rod Hall of Fame talent, Hall of Fame player. I mean, the numbers are there. It's just
well,
that it's just the performance
he dirty.
enhancing
He got
drugs thing.
caught. Yeah, he got
Yeah,
caught.
and it looks like that's how it's going to be for him. It doesn't now. His image has significantly changed since leaving the game. I don't know if anybody's had a better turnaround than that. Like from where he was, from I mean, he was essentially forced out of baseball, and I mean to see him kind of become just the one of the faces of the game, personalities of it even. And he's good at it too. I mean, the guy knows his stuff. I mean, he's a baseball expert and a baseball
Yeah,
junkie. So it's fun to hear him talk and call baseball. But yeah, that I don't think. And baseball writers, I mean, they're the most maybe the most stubborn people on the planet, right?
yep,
So I don't think he'll ever get in just because of that. Because if you're not going to let Clemens in, if Clemens isn't in, he he comes off as a complete jerk, right? But
yep,
so what? Ty Cobb was an open racist, and he's in the Hall of Fame and should be based on his numbers and stuff. If that's what we're going on, which of course we are.
yep.
What kind of player were you? It's not a gosh, what is it? It's not a it's not a shrine. Yeah, well, it is. It's not a. I can't think of the term, but it's not necessarily a shrine to the most righteous people. I'll put it that way. It's a museum. It's a
Okay.
museum showcasing the best players the game has seen, and doesn't mean they were all the best people. Just means they were the best players. So, but the point being is it's still kind of weird not having like a Clemens or Bonds in there. But then again, they did stuff that could very well have kept them out of the hall, right? It's like the Pete Rose argument. The statistically the best hitter the game has seen,
And
but
he was clean, and he's
completely
I don't
clean.
know.
Did it completely clean.
And he
But
bet on hit.
he did
Yeah,
like the one thing that would keep him out. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like it's against the
They
rules.
told you, yeah, told
He
you
did
not to
the
break it.
he did the one thing that would keep him out. And therefore this is where we're at. Shoeless Joe. Now he took money.
He threw, he threw a game. Yeah, Pete wasn't out there throwing any games.
Yeah,
He was betting
he
on his
was
team to win.
betting on his own team, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Give me
he
that guy any day, dude. Like, let that dude be on my team any day. Yeah,
yeah.
dude. You want to lose whatever? Yeah. I hope you win. Yeah.
Well,
Let's
this was
go.
when he was a manager, like is when he did that, is my understanding.
Still,
I
I'd
could
want my manager to be that confident. I'm
Oh
gonna win some
yeah,
money off you boys.
of
Go ahead.
course. But then again, you're gonna leave your starter in longer than normal because of that. It's he shouldn't have been doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. It has some effect in one way or another.
But the point being, he did the one thing that would keep him out. It's like when
Yeah.
BYU kicked off their basketball player in 2010 or whatever it was, for having premarital sex. Anybody outside of any normal institution or someone would say that's crazy, right? But that's BYU's rules, and he knew that. He knew that and broke that rule and got caught breaking that rule, and therefore he was off the team. It's like you may not like the rule, but that's the rule. Or like when Shakari Richardson uh, tested positive for smoking pot, before the Olympics and gets kicked off the Olympic team. Everybody's like, well, her mom died and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, well, you still broke the rules. Like, if they told me I could not, you can say it's a stupid rule because it's not a performance enhancer. But if they told me I couldn't drink Diet Coke before running the Olympics, I would stop drinking Diet Coke until the Olympics was over. But we could
Yep.
do this all day. Um, Point being, Scott Rolen's in the Hall of Fame. Congratulations to him, though, man. I mean, dude got in. All you need is 75%. Dude's got 76. But yeah, we're out of time and it's been fun. We're going to talk more football next week, conference championship games next Sunday. Until then, we're going to get out of here. This is Grand Pal.
Brother Brown.
This is where you come in, Brad. All right,
Yep.
signing out, y'all. Deuces.